Randy Moss is the greatest wide receiver of all time. It's Moss at the pinnacle and everybody else after that argue with a wall. The super freak athlete with the skill set of speed along with elite route running, insane bunnies with his vertical leap and soft hands was the ultimate cheat code to whatever scheme or play design that a defense would try to enforce. Double covered, didn't matter. Single coverage, well, that's just suicide. The man consistently outran and outjumped defenders. He could stretch the field like no other. He was Megatron before Megatron, a video game player that you could pull from NFL Blitz or NFL Street and use in real life. There was no such thing as a bad pass to Randy Moss. As a quarterback, your margin of error throwing to him was as large as a blue whale. The impossible just did not apply to him. Nearly 30 years later, since getting drafted, Randy Moss still holds the record for most receiving touchdowns in a rookie season. With his career in the books, second all-time in touchdowns, fourth all-time in receiving yards. I think most football fans would have in their top 5 of receivers all-time, regardless of personal order, a collection of, if not all of, Moss, Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Terrell Owens, and Marvin Harrison. But when you dig deeper, you will find that one of these folks are not like the others in a good way. Jerry Rice, for example, the all-time leader in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. So just arguing off of stats, one would say that Rice is the GOAT. But stats don't always tell the whole story. There's nuance here. Focusing on just the numbers, when Rice played with Joe Montana, who before Tom Brady was considered the GOAT quarterback, and Steve Young, Jerry Rice caught nearly 1,200 passes for over 18,000 yards and 186 touchdowns. Rice, for the bulk of his career, had 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Megatron had Matthew Stafford. T.O., aside from Jeff Garcia, who was a pretty solid quarterback in his own right, also had Steve Young, Donovan McNabb, and Tony Romo. Marvin Harrison, he had Peyton Manning. Those 4 receivers, in the same Mount Rushmore as Randy Moss, for the bulk of their careers had great quarterback play. This cannot be disputed no matter what your personal rankings are. Moss, for the majority of his career, outside of 3 years of Tom Brady and 1 year where Randall Cunningham played an entire season, had to make plays with mid-level to below average quarterbacks. 53 touchdowns with Dante Culpepper, who proved to be a product of Randy Moss. Because after Moss was traded to Oakland, Culpepper was horrible, objectively unplayable. Immediately upon Moss's departure, 6 touchdowns, 12 interceptions in the first 7 games before getting hurt out for the rest of the season. Culpepper, in his post-Moss career, 5 seasons, 20 touchdowns, 32 interceptions. The fact is, Randy Moss made Dante Culpepper. Spent 2 years in Oakland with disastrous quarterbacks Kerry Collins, Andrew Walter, and Aaron Brooks. But before New England, playing with booty juice quarterbacks, Moss put up nearly 700 receptions, nearly 11,000 yards, and 103 touchdowns. Finally gets a passer to the equivalent of what Jerry Rice had, as well as what Megatron, T.O., and Marvin Harrison had, and proceeds to go all the way off. 3 years and 4 games as a Patriot with the GOAT, Tom Brady, Randy Moss gets 259 receptions, 3,900 yards, and 50 touchdowns. The fact that he still before Tom Brady beasted out with Dollar General quarterbacks is nothing short of incredible. From 98 to 2006, in a sport where typically the quarterback makes the receiver, or best case scenario, they complement one another, Randy Moss made the quarterback. Imagine if he had the privilege of consistency at QB, whereas his peers were blessed with prolific passers. Moss put up insane numbers with plumbers and grocery cart attendants. He was so much more than a receiver, he was a freaking superhero. All the kids after school, myself included, playing pickup football, whether in the backyard or the local field, wanted to be him, so much so that we used his name as a verb, mossed. The unofficial definition? Snatching the football by whatever means necessary in the midst of airtight coverage to the point of embarrassment. Whether that's making the catch off the top of the defender's head, catching the ball off the defender's neck, or simply just out jumping the defender. You got mossed is what we would say as kids after making that play. It was electric. And I promise you, not a single soul on planet Earth has ever uttered the phrase, "You got riced," or "I'm gonna rice you," or ever used his name in a way to say, "Yeah, I made that play. Jerry Rice." No one's ever done that. Don't get me wrong. Jerry Rice was great, but Moss was even greater. And here's where it gets interesting, talking about the discourse. And objectively, this really comes down to a two-man race between Moss and Jerry Rice, because Megatron was the second coming of Moss. T.O., as great as he was, struggled with drops in his career. And Marvin Harrison, if you really want to make an argument for him as the GOAT receiver, then God bless you. But for Rice and Moss, both made controversial statements, and I'm putting only one of them in air quotes. Moss did it during his career, Rice post-career. Let's go to Randy Moss first. "I play when I want to play." Oh my God, the fake outrage. He doesn't give 100% effort every single snap, as if Randy Moss is the only receiver in league history to occasionally dial it back, not go 100% full effort on run plays going in the opposite direction of the field. He's the only one to ever do that. Everybody else, they go 100% as if they were at the combine. That's bullshit. All the receivers have done that occasionally. The difference is Moss said the quiet part out loud. "I play when I want to play." Oh my God, he's a disgrace, a pariah. The fake outrage is crazy. That's weak as hell. The fact is, Randy Moss, as a wide receiver, by the way, carried teams. That's unheard of. Jerry Rice, he made a statement post-career that was also controversial, but ultimately, to this day, just gets swept under the rug. He admitted to using Stickum in front of a camera on television. Stickum is a spray adhesive that players in the olden days would spray on their gloves or hands to help assist them in catching the football. Rice himself said that he would spray it on his gloves.
"Just put a little spray, a little Stickum on them, just to make sure that texture is a little sticky."
Stickum, by the way, was banned in 1981, 4 years before Jerry Rice was drafted. So just so we have this all clear, Jerry Rice admitted to using something deemed illegal to help assist him with the primary responsibility of a wide receiver, that is, catching the football. Jerry Rice said on television that he cheated. We can talk about the silver spoon that he had for his career as well as the others at the quarterback position, but with Jerry Rice, him having the silver spoon plus cheating? I mean, what are we doing here? This should be the nail in the coffin in this debate when arguing about the GOAT status receiver between Randy Moss and Jerry Rice. Moss, "I play when I want to play." He's problematic, doesn't give full effort, doesn't belong in the conversation with Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice, "I cheated. I used an illegal substance to help me do what I needed to do as an NFL receiver." Are you kidding me? And the Rice stands, they want to downplay it. Pretend like it never happened. Get out of here. How much help did you need, Rice? Stickum plus two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? Apparently, he needed all the help, but we downplay it. Come up with every excuse imaginable to pretend like it's no big deal. Dollar store general quarterback, no Stickum whatsoever for Randy Moss, but you didn't try hard 100% of the snaps in your career, so we're not gonna let that go, you no good SOB. Jerry Rice, "Hey, I cheated. That's okay. You can cheat as long as you tried hard," which I know you didn't for all of the snaps in your career because you never said it out loud. Please, the hypocrisy here reeks so bad that you need a swipe of Old Spice deodorant to cover it up. Randy Moss, if he had Tom Brady for the majority of his career, or a quarterback like Peyton Manning, or one of the better quarterbacks like the other great receivers have had, he would have smashed every record known to man. 3 years of Brady plus 9 years previously of booty-ass quarterbacks, and he's top 5 in yards and second all-time in touchdowns? Well, Jerry Rice won 3 Super Bowls. Okay, that's great. First off, it's a team sport. Secondly, how do we know that Jerry Rice did not use Stickum in those championship games, huh? That's a genuine question. How do we not know? He himself said that he cheated. Not only post-career, come to find out, he mentioned the word Stickum During his career, after playing the Los Angeles Rams on November 28, 1993, where the 49ers won that game by a final score of 35-10, from the LA Times, published the following day on November 29th, 1993, quote, San Francisco wide receiver Jerry Rice caught 8 passes for 166 yards Sunday, none more spectacular than his one-handed grab on the sideline for a 48-yard gain in the third quarter. How did you do it, Jerry? From Jerry Rice, quote, I had Stickum on my glove. That's a joke. Stickum is illegal. Huh? He said he was joking, but was he actually joking? Considering that post-career, he admitted to cheating. And not only do you have to question the authenticity of that game where he literally mentioned the word Stickum, you have to question the authenticity of every game of his career. And Rice stands, don't be mad at me, be mad at your boy, Jerry Rice. He opened up his damn mouth. This is on him, not me. Moss never cheated. He just balled out without Stickum and without GOATs outside of 3 years. Randy Moss never won a Super Bowl title. Yeah, you're right. He only got to the big game once. And unfortunately for that Patriots team, they ran into the perfect kryptonite in the New York Giants. That defensive line got after Tom Brady as if the rent was due. But Randy Moss is the greatest wide receiver of all time. If there was a draft where you had access to every player that's ever played in the National Football League, and you could have those players in their prime and all-time draft, Randy Moss would be the first receiver off the board. Facts.